Let me tell you something, and you can decide for yourself if you believe in miracles, or if sometimes the universe just decides to let justice show up right when you least expect it. Picture this, a military officers' club at Fort Braxton, early morning sunlight cutting through the windows, glinting off all that expensive glassware. The kind of place where every sound bounces off marble and old stories hang in the air like cigar smoke. That's where a little black girl, no more than 12, stood in front of a whole table of high-ranking officers, clutching an envelope and wearing her father's Medal of Honor over her heart. You should have seen their faces, especially Colonel Marcus Steele, the kind of man who thought cruelty was just another tool in the leadership kit. He stared at Maya Johnson, then burst out laughing, so hard the whiskey in his glass almost jumped out. "Are you serious, girl?" he said, like she was asking to drive a tank, not just use the firing range. His buddies, all in crisp uniforms with medals on their chests, joined right in, trading comments about little girls and dolls, and who should be doing what on a Saturday morning. What they didn't know, what they couldn't have guessed, is that Maya Johnson wasn't like anyone they'd ever met before. She'd spent 3 years every single Saturday at dawn training in secret with an old family friend, a quiet maintenance man who'd serve alongside her father, Sergeant David Johnson, the legend whose name people whispered about but never really said out loud. Her father had taught her everything he knew about shooting, about holding your ground, about standing tall when the world tells you to sit down. Maya took all the laughter, all the whispers, and turned them into fuel. She stood perfectly straight, eyes level with the colonel, and explained why she wanted to shoot. It was her way of honoring her father on the anniversary of his death. "With all due respect, sir," she said, "I have every piece of paperwork, every approval. All I'm asking is what the rules already allow." Her voice didn't shake, even if her hands did just a bit. For a second, some of those officers stopped laughing. But Colonel Steele, determined to make her small, laid down a challenge. Hit 3 out of 10 targets at 50 meters, and he'd personally sign her authorization. If she failed, she'd never bother important men again. Now, you might think the story turns right here, the classic underdog moment, the doubters silenced in an instant. But it wasn't quite that simple. As the group marched to the firing range, their cruel jokes hung heavy in the air. But Maya kept her focus, just like her father taught her. Feel the wind. Listen to the silence between your heartbeats. That's where the perfect shot lies. She chose a Glock 19, same model her dad used with her, way back when she was just 7. Sergeant Rodriguez, the shooting instructor who'd known her father, tried to cut through the tension. "Maybe some extra supervision," he suggested. Colonel Steele waved him off. Let her fail like a real soldier. Maya checked her weapon swift, practiced, not a wasted motion. Some of the younger soldiers, there for the show, started to look uneasy. This wasn't a child playing at soldier. This was someone who belonged. The moment she stepped to the line, the world changed. Even the wind held its breath. Maya closed her eyes, just 3 seconds that trick her dad swore by. The first shot cracked out, sharp and sure. Then the second, then the third. The crowd, still jeering at first, grew quiet. Rodriguez, watching through binoculars, muttered, "She's better than her father." Each shot came a perfect interval after the last, no rush, no panic, just total control. By the 7th shot, even the cruelest officers had gone silent. On her 10th and final shot, Maya did something nobody expected. She adjusted for wind, just a hair move only the most experienced shooters would even think to do. When she finished, she turned to Steele. 10 shots, sir." As requested, Rodriguez checked the target through his binoculars, then handed them, hands trembling, to Steele. All 10 shots, dead center, so tight they looked like a single hole. The officers who doubted her passed the binoculars down the line, each one growing more pale. Rodriguez finally spoke. "Miss Johnson, your father would be the proudest man alive." And that was it. In a single, breathless moment, everything shifted. The officer's arrogance fell away, replaced by something closer to awe and, yes, a bit of shame. Steele tried to salvage his pride, but his voice was small, lost. "How can a child shoot like that?" he asked. Maya looked him dead in the eye. "Respect is earned through actions, not words. You want a twist? Here it is. Rodriguez stepped up, offered her the chance to try at 200 meters. Maya accepted, calmly, already reloading. More soldiers gathered, word spreading like wildfire. She didn't just shoot while she was flawless. 300, 400, 500 meters, she hit targets the size of coins with iron sights. The crowd, at first hostile, became her audience. Their skepticism turned to genuine admiration. The video, taken secretly by one of the onlookers, went viral. Little girl shames racist colonel. 47 million views in 2 weeks. Suddenly, Maya wasn't just a kid at a firing range, she was a symbol. Colonel Steele's career unraveled fast. An investigation found a pattern of discrimination. Families came forward. Steele was demoted, transferred to Alaska desk duty, the final insult. His cronies faced reprimands. The base changed, adopting zero-tolerance policies, talent programs for kids like Maya. The range was renamed for her father, the man who'd started it all. As for Maya, she became the youngest ever junior precision marksman instructor in American military history. The Pentagon offered her special training, universities courted her, companies wanted to sponsor her. But for Maya, the real victory was bigger than trophies. She inspired kids from all backgrounds, especially girls who looked like her, to believe that competence and determination could beat prejudice, that actions mattered more than words. Every Saturday, she'd visit her father's grave, tell him about her new records, her students, her impact. "I did it, Dad," she'd whisper. "I showed them." One day, a reporter asked Maya if she held a grudge. She just smiled. "He gave me the chance to prove him wrong." Sometimes your biggest opponents end up teaching you the most. The base changed, the people changed, and Maya Johnson became a legend, not because of a single perfect shot, but because she turned humiliation into motivation, prejudice into power, and showed the world just how far a person can go when they refuse to be underestimated. So, let's hear it from you. What do you think? Was justice served? Or was this just the beginning of a much bigger lesson for all of us? Share your thoughts, because stories like this, they belong to all of us now.